Hi guys, welcome back to the session. Today we will learn how to work with config files and dictionary in UiPath. So agenda for today's session will be we are going to learn what is config file, how to create a config file for UiPath projects. Then we will learn what is dictionary variable in UiPath and how to write data from config file to dictionary. So let's get started by looking into config file. So the config file is a file which contains all configuration information such as application URL, username, password, path locations, log messages, etc. It configures the initial settings of your workflow environment, and the input changes can be done at one single go using the config files. So let me show you a sample config file for a UiPath project. So the config files are best suited as XML or the Excel files. So I have taken this Excel file for the demo. Here I have taken two sheets. First is settings and the second is constant. In both the sheets I have taken the columns as name, value and the description. And in the name I have taken some fields. First one is environment, which is the environment of the application on which the project will run. The environment value I have taken as QA. Similarly, I have taken three URLs in dev, prod and QA environment and their corresponding URL values. Then I have taken the username and password to launch inside the application. Now if I move about the constants, so in the constant sheet I have taken two fields. First one is delay. I have taken the delay value as 10 seconds. This delay is the wait time in seconds between two activities on the application. Next field I have taken is a log message which has the value task done and it is simply a message value. So I have taken these two sheets with these fields. It's completely up to you. You can take any field according to the requirement of your project. You can also take any number of sheets. You can add the sheets from here as well. So let's quickly create a project in UiPath to see how we can work with this config file. So for that I will move to UiPath, create a new project. So for that we'll select a process. Let's keep the name as config file and dictionary demo. My project will be stored in this location and let's give the description same as the name. Let's click on create. So here we are in the UiPath design page. If you move to this project tab, here we have File Explorer. So if you click on the File Explorer, we are navigated to the project directory. Here I am going to place this Excel file. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a folder over here. Let's add a folder as data, and under this data folder I'm going to add this config file. So let's copy this one from here. I have already created this one and let's paste it over here. Now if we move back to UiPath and if I refresh this project, here you see this is the data folder got added with this config file. Now let's create a project which is going to use this config file. So for that, double click on main and we are good to drop activities over here. So for that, let's move to activities, and first and foremost activity I'm going to use is this flowchart. So let's drag and drop this flowchart over here. Let's double click over here, and under this flowchart I'm going to add three sequences. I will tell you what I'm going to do. So let's add the sequences over here. So let's work on the first sequence first. Let's give the name of the sequence as, let's give the sequence name as get data, and double click on this sequence, and here I'm going to store the path of this config file and the sheet names. So I'm going to use the assign activity to store these values. Let's drag and drop this over here, and here I'm going to provide the path of this config file. So the path of the config file will be, this config file is under the data. So I'm going to provide the path over here. So let's provide the path as data slash config dot xlsx, And since this config file is inside the project folder, it is not required to provide the complete path of this config file. We can provide the relative path in this format. And let's assign this value to a variable. So right click over here, click on create variable, and let's provide the variable name as config file, and this variable will be a variable of type string. Let's provide the scope to flowchart. And let's add one more assign activity. So for that, let's drag and drop this assign activity over here. So in this assign activity, I'm going to provide the value of the sheet name. So my first sheet name is settings. So let's add the sheet name as settings, and let's create a variable to assign. So right click over here, click on create variable, and let's give the name of the variable as config sheet. And this will be also a variable of type string, and the sequence scope, let's change the scope to flowchart. And for the time being, let's work with this single sheet, and later on we are going to add activities to work with both the sheets, that is settings and the constants. So let's move back to UI path. So we are done with the sequence get data. Let's move to flowchart again. So this get data sequence is done. Let's move to the next sequence. Let's provide the name of this sequence as init read config file and add to dictionary. So in this sequence, we are going to read the config file and add the data to the dictionary. So let's see how to do that. So we know that to read this Excel file, we have the read range activity present under the UI path. We already learned this in the previous sessions. So let's add this read range activity. So this is the read range activity present under the workbook and under the Excel as well. So we can use any one of them. So let's go with this read range of workbook. If you are taking this read range from Excel, make sure that you are also taking the Excel application scope activity. So let's move with this read range. Let's drag and drop it over here. Now here we need to provide the workbook path. So we are not going to provide the hard-coded value now. We have just created two variables. So we have just created two variables, config file and the config sheet. So we are going to use those values over here. So the workbook path, let's provide as config file, which holds the path of this config file. Then I'm going to provide the value of config sheet. So let's provide the variable config sheet, and we do not require to provide cell range over here. So let's remove this one. So this read range activity is going to read the values from this Excel sheet and store the result inside a data table. So under the properties section, under the output, we need to create a data table variable. So for that, right click over here, click on create variable, and let's give the name of the variable as config data table. So this data table variable is created, config data table, which holds these values. Now so far we have read the values from this config file and stored it inside the config data table. Now we want to add these values inside a dictionary variable as a key value pair. So let's try to understand what is this dictionary variable. So this dictionary is a .NET type of variable which comes under system.collections.generic workspace, and this holds a collection of key value pairs. So let's say that I have few fields like this, and I created a variable my dictionary, and here I want these to be the keys and these to be the values to be mapped like this. So how we can achieve this in UI path? So we are going to pick up a value from this section and assign it to my dictionary variable along with a corresponding key from this section. And when we do so, the variable my dictionary with a key will provide us the value. So let's see how we can do this in UiPath. We'll move to UiPath again. So first I'm going to add a for each activity over here. So I'm going to add for each row activity from the data table, since my value is under this config data table which we just created. So let's drag and drop this activity over here, and here I'm going to write for each row in config data table. For each row in this config data table, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a assign activity. I'm going to add an assign activity to add key value pairs inside a dictionary variable. So first let's create a dictionary variable over here. So let's give the name of the dictionary variable as outconfig, and we need to provide the variable type over here as well. So if you select this drop down, and here we will move to this browse for types, and here you see we have the option browse and select a .NET type. So we are going to select the .NET type variables from here. So let's search for the dictionary variable, and here you see under this system.collections.generic we have this dictionary variable present with the parameters key and value. This T key denotes the type of key parameter, and this T value denotes the type of value parameter, which we can select from here. So if we select this drop down, so here we have multiple of options present. So we can take any type of key from here. So let's go with this string. And for value, let's select from this drop down. Let's take the type as object, and let's click on open. So we created this outconfig variable of type dictionary. Now to use this outconfig variable, first it need to be initialized, unlike the other variables which we used earlier. So first of all, let's initialize this one, and to do so what I'm going to do, in the very beginning of this flow I'm going to add an assign activity. Here I'm going to write outconfig dictionary variable which we just created. And here I'm going to write in the expression, let's open this one, and here let's write new dictionary of, and here we need to provide the type of key and the value which we selected. So for the key I have selected the value as string, and for the value I have selected the type as object. So let's provide like this. Now this out config which we have created over here, let's change the scope to flowchart, and here we are good to go now. So we initialize this out config dictionary variable. Now we are going to add values to this variable from the data table. So let's move back over here under the assign. We have added this for each row activity. For each row in config data table, we are going to assign the values to the dictionary variable. So I'm going to provide the value over here. So I'm going to take the active row, which is nothing but the this one active row I have taken, and the value, it's the value present over here. So the column name I'm going to take from here, and let's provide the column name. So this expression is going to pick up the values from this column, since I have provided the column as value, and for all the active rows, for all these active rows, it's going to pick up the values from this, and this I'm going to assign to dictionary variable which we created. So let's write out config, and under the brackets we need to provide the key. So let's expand this one, and here I'm going to write row, and my key is going to be under the name column. So let's provide the name as well here, and let's close the bracket. So this row and under the brackets name is going to provide the key items by taking all these items for all the active rows, since I have provided the column name as name. So for all the active rows, it's going to pick up these items, which will be the key of this out config dictionary. And since we have taken the type of key as string, so we need to convert this key into string. So I'm going to put a dot, and let's put a to string from here. So let's press OK. So using this single assign activity, we have added all the values from this config data table as a key value pair under this out config dictionary. Now we can display the values of the dictionary in a message box. So let's add a message box over here. So let's add a message box over here. Make sure that you are adding the message box outside this for each row activity. Under this activity, the data is getting added to this out config dictionary. So in the message, I'm going to write out underscore config, and under the brackets, we can provide a key value over here. So let's provide the key as URL underscore prod. We can take any value from here. Let's provide the value over here. This is the key which we have provided. So this message box is going to provide the value of the URL prod, that is this value. And since this message box takes only string values and we have taken the value as an object type, so we need to convert this one into string. So let's put a dot over here and let's convert it into string. We can provide a complete statement in the message as URL in prod environment is colon and put a plus. In a similar way, we can add another message as well. Let's add one more message box. Let's keep the message as username is colon plus, and let's add the dictionary variable again, and this time let's take the key item as this username. Let's provide the username over here. Now this expression we also need to convert into string, put a dot and convert into string, and this expression is going to provide the value as test01 as a string. So let's move back to UiPath. So we are done with this sequence as well, that is read config file and add to dictionary. First of all, we initialize this dictionary variable. We read the data from this config file from this sheet settings, and then we assigned that to the data table, that is the config data table, and then we looped through each of the rows under the config data table and we assigned all the values of this config data table to the out config dictionary variable as a key and value pair. We have added two message box to see whether it's working or not. Let's quickly run this project, then we will proceed further. Let's close this one. Let's save this and close this. Let's save this project and let's quickly run. So you see we got the message as URL in prod environment is the URL value which we provided in the sheet. Let's close this one, and then we got the username is test01. So we got the messages correctly. Let's press OK and let's proceed with some other activities in the project. So we are done with these two sequence. This get data is used to get the values of config file path and the config sheet. Then we added another sequence to read the config file and add the values to the dictionary variable. Then we have one more sequence. Let's work on this sequence. Let's give the name of this sequence as process. Here we are going to work on the application. So let's open this sequence and let's drag and drop activities over here. So under this process, the main work of the project will be done. The activities of the application will be done, such as launching the application, do something over there, and then close the application. So I'm going to add an open browser activity over here. This is the open browser activity. Let's drag and drop it over here. And here we need to provide the URL which we wish to open. We are not going to provide the hard-coded value over here. We are going to take the value from the dictionary variable on which we just worked. So let's open the Excel sheet. Let's open this config. If I move to File Explorer, under the data we have the config file. And let's say that I want to open this URL. So under the out config variable which we created, this URL value is mapped under this key. So we need to provide this key item to get this URL. So let's copy this URL underscore QA. Let's move to UiPath, and here I'm going to write out underscore config, and this is the dictionary variable. Under the brackets we need to provide the key for which we need the value. So I will provide the key item as URL underscore QA because I want the corresponding value of this URL. So let's convert this as well into string because this parameter takes the value as string. Let's take this to string from here, and we are done. Now we will do something over here. We am going to skip that do something activity. Let's add the close application activity. We have already learned how to use the close application activity in the previous sessions. So I'm going to add another activity, that is kill process. And this kill process terminates a specified process. So let's drag and drop this kill process over here, and here we need to provide the process name. Now since in this open browser we have not provided any browser type over here, let's provide a browser type as IE. So in the kill process I'm going to provide the process name. Let's expand this one and let's provide the process name as IE Explore, which is the process name for Internet Explorer. So let's press OK. So let's move to flowchart again. We are done with this process sequence also. So I will quickly save this project and let's run it to see how it works. So let's save this one and let's run this. So we got our first message with URL in production environment is the URL from the production environment. Let's press OK. Then we got the username is test01. Let's press OK again. And once we press on OK, the IE browser with the URL which I mentioned is going to be opened. So let's press OK, and the URL got opened and it got closed as well since we had provided this kill process activity over here. Now so far we worked only on this settings sheet. Now let's see how we can work on multiple sheets. We have two sheets with us, that is the settings and the constants. Let's see how we can work on them. So we'll move to UiPath. Let's move to flowchart. And under this get data, I have added this config sheet. So I'm going to add one more variable over here. Let's provide the variable name as config sheets, and let's provide the variable type as array of type string. Let's press OK, and here let's add assign activity. Let's add one more assign activity. Let's drag and drop it over here, and here I'm going to provide config sheets. And since this is a config sheets of variable array of type string, so I'm going to provide the two sheets, that is settings and constants, as an array of string. So I'm going to put a curly brace, and under double quotes let's provide the first sheet name, which is settings. So let's provide the first sheet name as settings over here, and I will put a comma, and again under the double quotes I'm going to provide next sheet name, which is constants. So let's provide the sheet name over here as constants. So we are done here. All the sheets on which we wish to work are present inside the config sheets. So let's move back to flowchart, and similar way we need to do some of the changes in this sequence as well, that is init sequence. So let's open this sequence. Here we simply started to read this config file with this config sheet. But we have two sheets now, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to add for each activity. So I'm going to take this for each activity under the control. Let's drag and drop it over here. And here I'm going to write for each item under the config sheets. The config sheet is not present here. Let's move back to flowchart, and from here we need to change the scope of the config sheet to flowchart so that the other sequence can also read that one. So let's move back to init sequence, and here I'm going to provide the for each item under the config sheets. So for each item under the config sheets, I'm going to do all these activities. So let's add this read range and all other activities under the body. So let's drag and drop this one under the body, and in a similar way let's drag and drop this for each row activity as well under the body. We can delete these messages. It was only to check whether it's working fine or not. Now the final change which is required over here is that since we have added for each activity over here, where we have added for each item in config sheets, this config sheets contain the sheets settings and the constant, and under this activity, under this for each activity, we are reading the sheets, that is read range activity. So here we have taken this config sheet which holds the value of settings, but now we will have to work on both settings and constants. So we need to change this config sheet from here, and now I'm going to put the item which is here. Item is the current sheet on which we'll work. So for each item in config sheets it's written. So here I'm going to take the item, and since this is of type object, we need to convert it into string. So item dot, and here let's take this to string. So all changes have been done under this sequence, that is init read config file and add to dictionary sequence. First of all, here we are initializing this out config dictionary. Then we have added this for each activity to loop through each of the sheets under the config sheet. We have two sheets as settings and constants. So for each of the sheets under the config sheet, we are reading each of the sheets, then storing it inside the data table variable. The data table variable is config dt, and once we have the values inside this config dt variable, we are looping through each of the rows under this config dt and assigning them into out config dictionary as a key and value pair. Now we are done with the changes. We will add some more activities now under this process sequence. Since we have added this constant sheet as well, so we can use this delay and the log message as well. So let's see how we can add that one. So here I'm going to add a delay activity. Let's add a delay activity over here, and under this delay we need to provide the duration. So let's open this one. Here also I'm going to use the dictionary variable which holds all of these values as key value pair. So the key item is delay and it has the value that is 10 seconds. So here I'm going to write out config and put the key delay over here, and since the value which it will return will be of type object, so I'm going to convert it into an integer. So I am going to write the function cint and put this inside this. And since this duration takes the value as time span, so I'm going to write over here time span dot from seconds and put this entire value inside the brackets. So all done. My duration looks like this. It is very helpful to provide the values, to provide the delay values from the config file to the UiPath project. Let's click on OK. We are done with the delay activity. Now let's add a log message activity as well. So this is the log message activity present under the debug. It's going to write the specified message at a specified level. So let me show you what I mean. Let's drag and drop it over here, and here we can select the log level. So let's select them from the drop down. So we have different log levels present. We can add the log level as error in case error occurs. We can add the log level as warning, info, etc. So let's select the warning so far, and in the message I'm going to add this out config again, and under the key I'm going to take the key item as log message. Now let's copy it from here and let's paste it over here, and let's convert it into string. Let's put a dot and convert it into string. So all good as of now. Let's move back to flowchart. Now what we are doing, we are reading both these sheets from this config file and using them inside the UiPath project. So let's close this config file. Let's quickly save the project and let's run it to see how it works. So the project is running now, the URL is getting launched and it will wait for some time since we have added the delay. Since we have added the delay, that's why it will wait for 10 seconds and the application got closed since we have added the kill process activity. So our project ran successfully. Now we will look into a feature of dictionary variable according to which we need to do a slight more modification in our project. So let me show you that feature. So this dictionary variable cannot store null or empty key. So we will have to add a check in the project to see if the key is null or empty. And we will do so. We will check this one with the help of a function is null or white space. So let's see how we can do this in UiPath. So these all are key items under the dictionary variable which cannot be null or empty. So we'll have to add a check in the UiPath. So let me show you how we can add that one. So let's open this init sequence and here once we have read the data from the Excel sheet and stored it inside the data table config dt, here we need to apply a check before adding it to the out config dictionary variable. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add an if activity over here. Let's drag and drop it over here. So what I'm going to do for each row in this config data table, I need to validate this column. These fields should not be empty having the column name. So let's copy this column name and here let's provide the string value. So the string value can be provided as the active row of the data table and under the double quotes let's provide the column name as name. Let's convert this into string, put a dot and take the value as toString, and for the safe side let's trim this string as well. So put a dot and let's select trim from here. So this is the string value we have which we need to check. It should not be null or empty. So I'm going to add a function before this one, string dot is null or white space. So let's put the complete string inside this function. And before this function, I'm going to add a keyword not. So what I'm saying, if the value of this string is not equal to null or empty or does not consist of only white spaces, then I'm going to assign the key and value pairs as out config dictionary. Otherwise, else do not do anything. So we have added the activities for the check. We simply added this if activity, put this condition over here, and in the then section I have added the previous activity, that is the assign, and we can keep this else activity as blank. Let's move back to flowchart. Now one final thing which we can do in the project is we can make this as a separate workflow which will be called to read the config file and add the values to the dictionary variable. Now to do so, to make it as a separate workflow, what we need to do, we need to right click over here and take the option as extract as workflow. So if I do this extract as workflow, you see it is asking for a new workflow name. Let's keep the new workflow name as the similar one. Let's click on create. So you see this new workflow got created. If I move to main, here you see this invoke activity got added. We learnt about this invoke workflow file activity and the arguments in the very previous session. This invoke workflow file activity is used to invoke a workflow. So if I open this one, here it has provided the path of this workflow file which got created along with the arguments. So all these we learnt in the very previous session, that is the argument. So here the UI path already created the argument. This config file and config sheets it has taken as the direction as in, since these values will move from this main workflow to this read config file workflow, and this out config argument of type dictionary has the direction as out, since it the value of this dictionary variable will come out from this workflow to the main workflow. So let's close this one, let's cancel this one, let's see this init read config file workflow. So you see the sequence which we created is now treated as a workflow. So I will do a final run now to see how the project works. So let's close this Excel sheet. Let's save this one, close this, and let's quickly run this one. So then my project is running now. The URL is getting launched, and it will wait for 10 seconds. Since I have provided a delay of 10 seconds, then the process got killed and the project is over. Also in the output you can see the message got displayed as task done, since we had added a log message activity under this process workflow. Here we have added a log message activity as task done from this out config dictionary. So we have the message task done displayed over here. So that's all for this session, guys. In this way, you can work with the config files and dictionaries in UiPath. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a like and share with your friends and hit the bell button to get the updates on the latest videos. And I'll see you soon in the next one. Bye bye.